Happy Christmas, Happy New Year. Even though I'm in Mexico, I think I've managed to get a cold. But anyway, let's put that in the bin. I'm going to go through this year of SkateWine and just see how 12 months has changed. And it has changed. There's been so many changes. SkateWine. First video I actually did was I'm going to Mexico.
Hello everyone, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. Quick update. I've made a really big, stupid decision.
Now, the world was so different at the beginning of 2022. I hadn't been travelling for about 2 years.
Gone from December being no PCR test to January needing a PCR test.
Here we go. So I mentioned here, I'd booked the flight in October, I think it was, to go to Mexico City with Emirates. Back then, we were supposedly just coming out of it, and then suddenly Omicron and Dubai made me buy had to be within 48 hours, the test. And most tests were like over 48 hours for the cheap. No, I think it was meant to be an hour turnaround. It ended up being 3 hours or 2 hours. It was ridiculous. Wow, and how much it's changed since then. Needed a PCR test to go through Dubai.
De Niro one, so very expensive.
£120 it was. Mexico. I've got a whole playlist. Go and check it out. Hopefully I can put it up here somewhere. It's changed so much now. The second trip back to Mexico. So much easier. Obviously I didn't have to go past Dubai and Barcelona. I came straight here via Canada. I did a series of interviews. Gully was the first one. So you got interviews with Lemurs, Rudy, Archie, Diego. And then my final vlog. So I've spent £120 on the PCR test to get out to Mexico. And then on the way back,
I really want to come back to Mexico City. It's been amazing.
It's funny because I did come back to Mexico City.
Gotta have the Mexican wrestling, man. But they've scrapped the regulations, but I'm really interested.
This is insane. So they scrapped the regulations. And because my flight was 28 hours, a whole day, I went to Mexico City airport and the Emirates lady was adamant that I had to do which they've now scrapped, thank God. I had to do a border locator form or whatever they were called. Oh my goodness, I nearly missed the flight. I got there, checking in. Have you got your pass? I was like, no, I haven't got a pass. I don't need a pass to get back into the UK. I arrive after 4 a.m. on Friday. No, we need your pass. I'm like, but I arrive after 4 a.m, so I don't need it by the British government standards. But the system said no, so I had to fill out. Luckily, even though I didn't need it, I bought a Amazon PCR test, which I think cost me £35–40. Never see that money back again. And thankfully, I had a little code from that pack to put in to the border locator form. I managed to get my border locator form. They were meant to ask for a PCR test before I left, which I didn't do, because you were meant to take one before you left, and then when you got back to the UK, it was on like I think it was on day 2 and day 8 or something. It was ridiculous. Absolute money spender, that one. Luckily, got up to the desk again, and I had my border locator form, but I didn't have my PCR test. There was no way I was getting on that flight if they didn't let me through. So thankfully, even though it was infuriating from my point of view with Emirates, they let me onto the flight with my border locator form, which I didn't actually officially need to fill out, which was annoying, but I just made it by the skin of my teeth. It was insane. And oh my God, that was terrifying. Came out to Bideford, got a nice video there with Joe Shine. I got the Blackmagic cinema camera out for it. And the sunset. Look at that. A bit of slow-mo, ready? Gorgeous. So we got some Blackmagic cinema camera action. That was brilliant. Managed to get an invite from Beats Working to the Spring Classic Festival in Woolacombe, and we went to that. So there's a vlog on that. I got kicked out. Well, I didn't get kicked out. I took my band off and the security kicked me out because I didn't have a band on. This mini ramp was on a hill. It was a bit like La Mexicana. One way was so fast that you just fall off, and the ramp was quite slippy. So the other way really slow. So hopefully 2023 Spring Classic, I hope you sort out that mini ramp, because that'll be good. And it was a good little festival, local festival. I support any festival that, you know, they're not cheap to put together. Security, land, parking, which I had to pay for, and I wasn't very happy about that. And then the other skaters didn't. So Spring Classic, if you want to refund me my £5, that'd be amazing. I released a skate park, I Didn't Go Pro skate park, 6 minutes of me skateboarding, and would you believe it, there's actually a little bit of street in there, park, me getting very angry, made the track, wrote the theme tune, sung the theme tune, and then the video that kind of killed it for me in 2022, and I mean, what did I expect? But doing a video on why skateboarding sucks in 2022, and then Gifted Hater got hold of it, and I still receive, which is really funny. It's funny that there's a massive proportion of the population out there that don't understand my humour, because I'm still getting messages now on my SkateWine YouTube account. Where is it? Yeah, clickbait bullshit. I'm sure that person's probably a Gifted Hater fanboy. But yeah, what a load of rubbish. You make something negative, you get a negative. I mean, that's kind of karma. So then I made a What's Good in 2022, and I learned a lot from this. One, how easy it is to propel yourself into the viral market, as it were. Being controversial, having controversial views, people get hold of it. That's why Jordan Peterson made his fame out of controversy. If people just ignored it, then he wouldn't be famous. But people latched onto it, and now he's a very, very famous person because of his controversial views. And there's a new person, which I can't remember his name, Peter Tate or something. Another person, controversial views, and then suddenly lots of fame. And that's not something that I want at all. So then I did oh my God, what's good about skateboarding in 2022? And as you can see, the views, 436 views, 463 views versus 3.1k views on the controversial one. It's interesting because of the Twitter files that have recently come out, and I want to do a follow-up video to this. Because Twitter, Elon Musk has bought Twitter, and then they had all of this information, which I'm surprised didn't get deleted like everything else does, on how Twitter and the FBI were working together to manipulate the social media. And I totally need to do a whole point on that, because I've noticed that there's things within SkateWine that I'm noticing that are unusual, because I put a lot of time and effort into these videos, to stuff that I do. And usually when you put a lot of time and effort into things and you're learning, like if you learn to skateboard, you get better at skateboarding. I'd hope that I was better at media and keeping engagement and being interesting, and not being interesting on a controversial level. So yeah, got banned from Slap magazine, and then I got banned from Reddit, which is further up. Yeah, got banned by everything. And I have already done a video on social media manipulation. I might do a video, social media manipulation 2.0, because there's been a lot of stuff now in the news that isn't conspiracy, that is real. You know, if you put a lot of time and effort into things, and people with money can just shut you up and censor you, then that's a scary place that we're ending up. In between all this, Pit Viper UK sent me some sunglasses. Thank you, Pit Viper UK. So I've got a little video. Absolutely love. Actually, I'm going to go again. Let's yes. So I can't see anything now. Thank you, Pit Viper. They look awesome. I love the aviator ones. They're looking wicked. And you've also got the pop-up ones now. I'm not sure if they're available in the UK yet, but they are awesome. Then we had NAS Festival. Thank you, NAS Festival, for letting me in. Got a media pass on the day of NAS Festival, so hopefully I can go to 2023, although I might just do the day. I'm too old for the camping business now. Camp next to a bunch of ketheads on the first night, and then the remaining nights we had a very interesting couple, shall I say. And as Janine said, let's hope that we never get to that point, because they were next level, arguing all night, and how they wanted to kill each other. It's a very unhealthy relationship, and it's not something I want to sleep next to. So unless I get some different camping next year, I'm probably going to just go for the day and then maybe stay with a mate or something. But yeah, 4 videos on NAS Festival. They did really well. Go and check them out. And hopefully, again, I can put the playlist up here or at the end. Went and checked out Greg's ramp. So we got Gregtopia. And then the Volvo Sessions highlights. So Chomley Skate Gala was one of the first live streams that I did for SkateWine Media. SkateWinemedia.com. Is a business I started this year. I should probably do a video on it. Really thankful to the Norway crew. Really good week. I hope, again, it happens in 2023. Something I'm really looking forward to. First ever live stream went really well. You can check out the live stream on the YouTube channel if you click on live, I think, which is up here. Look, here we go. Then I did a Piss Take Gifted Hater reaction, and the comments. Oh my goodness. It's mind-blowing how stupid people are. So yeah, like loads of people like, just let it go, man. Like, I don't care, like I don't give a shit, that's why it's funny. And like the fact that I have to explain a joke, if you explain a joke it's not funny. So Gifted Hater people, fanboys, definitely don't really understand the sense of humour. They've come into something like 7 years later. I started SkateWine in 2015, they've come into it in 2022 and like think that, you know, giving me abuse, they're winning. But that's what I thrive off, that sort of stuff. So it's hilarious. So really good fun going through those comments. I really enjoyed that. Which is interesting with the Twitter files. I got a warning for saying that Alex Halford is a abnormal tranny skater. I got a strike, made a video on it, and again loads of people saying, oh, you're whining. It's like, oh yeah, skate wine. I mean, welcome to the channel. It's like Gifted Hater. I don't go on Gifted Hater and be like, oh, you're hating everything. It's like, it's in the name. Yeah, banned on Reddit. Reddit banned me. Our skateboarding banned me from there. I don't even remember why. I think it was on self-promotion. But yeah, our skateboarding, Slap Magazine, all these American outlets. extremely censored. Twitter's now the only place really that has gone back to being kind of neutral ground, but extremely censored social media application. Same as YouTube. They only propel stuff that they want you to see, and then stuff that they don't want you to see, or influencers they don't want you to see. Even if they're the best influencer in the world and they're interesting and they're doing fun, inventive things, if there's even a slight criticism, it's yes. We're very much living in Orwellian times right now. Then I did an anamorphic video. Absolutely love anamorphic. So if you're interested in cameras, I had started to start doing maybe some camera related stuff because I absolutely love videography and camera work. Then it's a mullet calendar. Again, I was still getting abuse from the Gifted Hater fanboys on this one. But yeah, got in a mullet calendar, and then I basically sent them an email, all got sorted out. Got a video on there of Norway. I think this is mostly filmed on the Blackmagic again, really pushing for cinematography stuff. And it's interesting, my cinema stuff is actually getting a lot better traction and views on YouTube, which I'm surprised at. I thought people would only be after the comedy related content. So yeah, go check that out. Norway. Oh, missed out on my extremely sarcastic apology video to Gifted Hater, who's still blocked me on Instagram, which is hilarious. YouTube and Patreon took down his video, and I explained why. He is, yeah, hilarious. He makes me laugh, as he does a lot of other people. And then here we are, like the final bit of 2022, traveling out to Mexico City for a second time in the year to be with my girlfriend. I randomly saw Louis on the flight over to Mexico, which is hilarious. Louis' a British skater who lives in New Zealand now, and he was just over. He was just over randomly in the UK. Just happened to get the same flight as him because he was going down to Buenos Aires. Biddyford noise complaints. I thought that was quite an interesting one. So many positive comments on Facebook. Thank you, Biddyford. Anyone watching this from Biddyford that commented on that and is positive to the children doing something with their lives, amazing. But they wonder why. And it's like your behaviour as an adult, as a council, as a business reflects onto those who are, looking up to you. And putting sandbags in a skate park for stopping children doing exercise, which is ridiculous. Exercise is like the number one thing to combat most illnesses. And there they are putting sandbags on it. Most ridiculous time period of human history, I would say. Back in Mexico, this one's more of getting more cinematic. Let me know in the comment section if you like the more cinematic stuff, or you'd prefer the events like NAS, silly interviews, stuff like that, because I'm starting to really love cinematography side of things. Then we got to hang out with Lemus finally in the House of Vans, so thank you Vans. Gully, shut up. I've only been there once, I'm not hanging out there all the time. But yeah, really good little space they've got there, and I fully respect, Vans marketing. The finances they're putting into that place to do, music, live music. When I went there, I met Tony Alva for a Tony Alva film. So really good little space. Absolute shame that Vans off the wall brought in the COVID passport business, because yeah, not very off the wall, very to the wall. Very clean cut and straight laced and not off the wall, but there we go. But thank you Vans, really good time. Thank you for Lemus for the invite. And then finally La Mexicana, which is the last video I did. La Mexicana, no skaters are allowed. Skateboarding is allowed, no skaters allowed. No BMXing or scooters. So I need to go back there because it's, heaven really. The park, as I've already mentioned, like the Spring Classic mini ramp on a hill. But yeah, I think that covers it all. Really good year, really enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for the comments that I've received over social media that have been positive. Bigger thanks to all the comments that I've received that have been negative. You guys really need to get a life, but I love it. It amazes me some of the comments that I get, and I just think, like, the internet world is so funny. Like, you just right now go out, nice day, go outside, have a skate with your friends. Don't be horrible to people. It's quite easy, really, isn't it? But apparently not. So. Thank you everyone for a good year. I hope 2023 will be a better year. Really looking forward to Norway, hoping that NAS happens again. Hopefully we get to more events. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see. Self-sponsored post. Go and check out my website, SkateWineMedia.com, if you need any graphic design, videography, photography. So book me in, give me a message, skatewinemedia@gmail.com. That's SK with an 8. Wine. I should probably put a little thing here, and I'll put a link in the description. But 2022, what a year, really good year. Thank you ever so much, and stay tuned for 2023 because it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better. Like and subscribe and all that jazz.